guys, it's Stock Curry, and if you haven't noticed, high growth stocks are crashing. In today's video, I'm going to give you the best stocks to buy now so that you can stop the bleeding and turn your portfolio around. So let's get into it. The sector rotation that I've been predicting for the past couple of days has already started. We are seeing money move out of high growth stocks, but it has not quite moved into value stocks just yet. Instead, we're seeing money move into healthcare and pharmaceutical stocks. Those sectors include stocks like J&J, Johnson & Johnson, LLY, Lilly, PFE, Pfizer, NVS, Novartis, ABBV, AbbVie, MRK, Merck & Co., BMY, Bristol Myers, ABT, Abbott, TMO, Thermo Fisher, and MDT, Medtronic. Now, healthcare and pharmaceuticals are most likely doing well right now because of the new pandemic variants that are spreading around the world. Money is still flowing into large cap tech stocks as well, but I would not invest in those right now because they are overbought and they're probably going to pull back as soon as earnings come out. Now, this sell-off in high growth stocks does not mean that you should panic and sell. In fact, this actually presents a great buying opportunity. Throughout this sector rotation, I will continue to present to you the stocks that you should be holding on to or selling, as well as the stocks that you should be buying on the dips. In fact, let's get into today's stock picks right now. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. Every day, I give you every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers, as well as my analysis on their stock picks in one concise video. If any stock I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock, and then go watch their video to get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask for putting all of this together for you guys is that you hit that like button, subscribe, click the bell icon, and click all so that you can get notified when I release my next video. If you're watching this on Facebook, go ahead and follow the page. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to do all of that right now. Alright, before we get to today's stock picks, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor and none of the YouTubers I analyze are financial advisors either. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions, which may or may not be accurate. Please do your own research before investing in any asset. For those of you who are wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. If you'd like to get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description or first comment below. When you sign up using my link in the description or first comment below and deposit just $5, Webull is going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Alright, let's get into today's stock picks. First up is ETH, and this is Ethereum. StockMo bought more ETH on Monday, as he does every Monday. ETH was back above the trend line and was very bullish up until a few hours ago. It even got above $2,400 at one point. Yesterday I said cryptos would perform well, and we can certainly see that with ETH. The candles are rising, the RSI is rising, and the MACD is rising. We do see a slight fall in the MACD histogram though, which could be a sign that ETH is going to have a small pullback before continuing higher. ETH is right at a number of support levels right now, and we'll have to see if it can get back above $2,300 and hold that level. If it does, then it should continue higher up to the next resistance level of around $2,800. My cryptos are the only thing in my portfolio that were up today. All of my stocks were down. ETH is by far my best performing asset this week. I still think ETH is a great buy at current prices, and StockMo thinks Ethereum is going to eventually overtake Bitcoin in market cap. Next up is AMC, and this is AMC Movie Theaters. Larry Jones gave us an update on some of the business changes going on with AMC. First, as we talked about yesterday, AMC has tabled their vote to increase the number of authorized shares. Also, AMC will be adding UFC fight showings to their theaters in order to attract more customers. Keenan Grace explained further and said that on July 10th, AMC will be showing the Poirier vs. McGregor UFC matchup live, and tickets will only be $25 versus $70 on pay-per-view. And finally, we are seeing extreme success with some of the movies that have come out recently. It's clear that people are excited to get out and start going back to the theaters again. And for those of you who are wondering, no, Larry Jones did not sell any AMC, and I did not sell any AMC either. We are both still holding. Chris Zane is also holding, although he did say that he tried to set a stop loss on AMC in the Robinhood app, and his stop loss did not execute for some reason. In my mind, that's just another reason to avoid Robinhood and switch brokers to Webull if you're still using Robinhood for your trading. Next up is CCIV. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is an American EV manufacturer. CCIV has set July 22nd as the official shareholder vote date for the merger with Lucid Motors. Once the vote is approved, the merger should happen the next day. Now, if you currently own CCIV shares like I do, then you should have gotten an email this morning letting you know that it's time to vote. So please go vote so that this merger will go through. I also wanted to let you know that Lucid told a reporter last week that they already produced 100 vehicles, but they are not expected to do any deliveries until later this year. Now, Larry Jones is waiting for CCIV to drop further before buying more shares. Larry Jones gave a $22 ideal buy-in price. CCIV is currently at the upward trend line, but outside of that, all of the technicals look bearish. It does look like CCIV is going to drop below the upward trend line and continue dropping further. CCIV might bounce off of the 100-day EMA at $22.75 again, or it might drop all the way down to the 200-day EMA at $20. We'll just have to wait and see how low CCIV goes. I agree with Larry Jones that we should be waiting to buy CCIV right now. Next up is CHPT. This is ChargePoint. They are the largest charging station company in North America with 73% of the total market share. Chris Zane said that in hindsight, he should have sold at $36. When CHPT was at $36, it was overbought on the RSI and due for a pullback. I warned that CHPT was due for a pullback in my video that I uploaded on Tuesday, June 29th last week. The very next day, on June 30th, CHPT started its pullback. Now, of course, I'm not going to be right every time, but you only need to be right 60% of the time to make money in the stock market. Right now, CHPT remains in a downtrend. It might bounce off of the 100-day EMA here at $28.50, or it could continue dropping down to the 200-day EMA at $26. Either way, it's close to bottoming out, so get ready to buy CHPT soon if you are interested in this stock. I will reiterate my $29 buy-under price and my $26 ideal buy-in price. I'm also going to lower my stop-loss price down to $19. Next up is CRWD. This is CrowdStrike. This is a cybersecurity company used by banks and other large companies to help cybersecurity professionals manage threats. Keenan Grace talked about how one analyst who gave CRWD a $300 price target said CRWD has the ability to grow its customer base by a factor of 10. Now currently, CRWD looks like it may have topped out on Wednesday in the short term. The candle was a hammer, which often is the sign of a reversal. The RSI is also overbought and due for a pullback. So I do expect CRWD to start going down on Thursday and possibly bottom out sometime next week. Keenan Grace also recommended not buying now and waiting for a pullback. Next up is DIDI. This is DIDI, and they're a Chinese ride-hailing company similar to Uber. Tom Nash did an analysis on DIDI on Wednesday and found some serious issues with their financial statements. In short, Tom Nash discovered that the DIDI story is much worse than what's being reported in the media. We already know that China has banned DiDi from the Google and Apple app stores, which is a major blow to the company because they can't add any new customers. And now Tom Nash is showing us other concerns as well. First, DIDI is actually a Cayman Islands company that is just a holding company for DiDi. So you're not actually investing in the actual Chinese DiDi company when you buy DIDI. Further, DIDI is not actually profitable. They are still losing money on operations. Their profits actually came from the sale of one of their companies they were holding. Supposedly, DIDI started a company 8 months ago and then sold it for $2 billion right before the IPO. Tom Nash was unable to find any information on who purchased the company. Now technically, this reminds me of a very, very similar situation with another company, Enron. Enron did the same sales of assets and liabilities they were holding to other companies for years before they went bankrupt. The companies who bought Enron's assets turned out to be other companies financed through the ownership of Enron shares and founded by Enron executives. It was obvious to some analysts at that time, and now Tom Nash has found a very similar situation with DIDI. So in short, stay away from DIDI. I would not invest in this company. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. NIO is finally having the pullback that I've been predicting for the past 2 weeks. StockMo is not concerned about this most recent pullback. StockMo reiterated his $60 price target by the end of this year on NIO. NIO was up to $54 at one point, and since StockMo only thought it would get to $60 in the next 6 months, that means it was due for a pullback because it had run up too fast. So don't be concerned, this was expected. NIO is still up 50% from its low 8 weeks ago. Even a 50% run up in 2 months is too much too fast. I don't know how low NIO will go before bottoming out, but it is finally completely bearish and it does look like it will drop further from here. The candles are down, the RSI is down, and the MACD is dropping. The MACD also formed a death cross on Wednesday. We'll just have to monitor NIO for the next few days to see where it bottoms out before opening a new position. I sold my NIO call a few weeks ago and I plan to buy a new call once NIO bottoms out. I do believe this is purely a technical pullback and that the fundamentals on NIO remain strong. I still like NIO for a long-term hold. All of that said, Larry Jones did buy more NIO on Wednesday at $45.98, although he did say that this was not necessarily the ideal price to buy in at. Chris Zane gave a $40 buy-under price on NIO. I'm not sure if it will drop down that low, but it might. The 200-day EMA is currently at $38.50. So there's a chance that you could buy NIO for under $40 again. Larry Jones also gave a $75 year-end price prediction on NIO, which is higher than StockMo's $60 year-end price prediction. Next up is OCGN. This is OCGN. They're a genomics company with a goal of curing blindness and is also 50% owner in a company that is developing the world's first traditional inactivated virus pandemic vaccine. I wanted to give you an update on OCGN today after quite a few of you requested I cover it. OCGN originally dropped a few weeks ago after the FDA requested another study before they would approve OCGN's pandemic vaccine. I thought the sell-off was too much, so I bought in, and sure enough, OCGN rebounded off of those lows and went up over 50% in just 2.5 weeks. Now OCGN is selling off again, and some people are starting to panic. This is where the question of whether or not you have high conviction in a play comes in. If you have high conviction, then you are probably looking at this current sell-off as an opportunity to buy more. If you just bought OCGN because people were talking about it, then you're probably panicking right now and thinking about selling. To put things in perspective, OCGN is still up 20% from its lows 3 weeks ago. Now OCGN does technically look like it will still continue selling off for a little bit longer, but I do expect the sell-off to bottom out at either the 300-day EMA at $6.60 or the 200-day EMA at $6.11. Now fundamentally, the vaccine OCGN is co-developing is more effective against the new variants than the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. It's also a traditional inactivated virus vaccine, which will be desirable by people who want to get vaccinated but are concerned about the new mRNA vaccines. I remain long-term bullish on OCGN. You will need to be patient with the stock because it won't go up until they get FDA approval, and that could be another 3 to 6 months out. I continue to hold OCGN and will continue to sell covered calls on the stock to increase my profits. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir, and they're a data analytics company. PLTR dropped today along with the rest of the growth stocks. Chris Zane gave a $25 buy-under price and an $18 ideal buy-in price. I agree with Chris Zane's buy-under price of $25, but I have an ideal buy-in price of $21. I will lower my stop-loss price slightly to $19. PLTR is approaching oversold, so I think the pullback on PLTR will be over this week. I see the bottom at around $21 or $22. Next up is SOFI. This is SOFI, and they're an online fintech startup. StockMo let us know that he bought SOFI yesterday around $17.35. It should be noted that this was StockMo's viewer stock pick and is not necessarily StockMo's stock pick. That said, I will reiterate my buy-in price of $17.50, my ideal buy-in price of $16.75, and my stop-loss price of $14. If the bearishness continues on Thursday and Friday, you might be able to buy SOFI as low as $15.50 if you are lucky. And last we have TSLA. This is Tesla, and they're an American EV manufacturer. I sold my TSLA call option yesterday after TSLA broke out below the consolidation pattern it was in and started dropping. Larry Jones used today's further drop in price as a buying opportunity on TSLA. Larry Jones bought TSLA as a long-term hold and is not necessarily interested in the technicals. Remember that when you buy stocks for long-term holds, the day-to-day technicals do not matter. TSLA might continue dropping further. I think TSLA will drop down to around $625 or $630 before bottoming out, but it might drop as low as the 200-day EMA at $595. Therefore, I'm going to give you a buy under price of $635 and an ideal buying price of $600. For a long-term hold though, the current price is still a good buying opportunity. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is. And just a reminder that I am going on vacation this weekend, so there will be no videos on Monday or Tuesday. Now, if you're looking for a broker to trade with, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. I also have links in the first comment of this video. When you sign up using my link, you're going to get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Now, if you're not a US resident or if you want access to OTC penny stocks, then I recommend Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is a highly discounted trading platform with commissions starting at just $1 Canadian, 4 euros, or 6 Australian dollars, depending upon where in the world you live. Both Webull and Interactive Brokers also give you the full pre-market and after-hours trading from 4 a.m. until 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I do have material connections with both Webull and Interactive Brokers, so when you sign up using my link in the description or first comment below, not only are you getting access to a great broker, as well as possibly getting some free stock, you're also helping me to continue to produce these great videos for you. Now finally, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon, or follow the page if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.